Most of us learn to avoid accidents, but let's say a bad guy is blocking your vehicle.
Gentlemen, we're at the ram site now. We're going to practice the technique of moving a stationary vehicle from our path. This is a technique that you will use if you need to use forward momentum to get out of a dangerous situation.
The goal in ram techniques is not simply to crash into the other vehicle.
On my command.
You use the kinetic energy from your moving vehicle to impact the front or back of the enemy car and displace it. Impacting the other car dead center is not called ramming. It's called a wreck.
That was a shallow hit. You can see that there's very little behind that sheet metal there. So that kinetic energy needs to transfer into this axle line and not out here into a big shock absorber.
If you think Al's tough on his cars, he's tougher on his trainees. The next situation will use a surprise attacker.
What is next is a scenario which will not be explained to the students prior to their exposure to it, but part of this training involves the skills to analyze a driving situation, a potential attack site. So we're going to be working on an area of the track which is basically one large continuous curve, and they will be traveling in this direction.
In this drill, two vehicles are confronted by a third coming up from behind. A car is parked on the right shoulder of the road. As our car passes by, an improvised explosive device, IED for short, detonates.
Go down, limber down, push out, push out.
The explosion damages the lead car, but the trailing car pushes it, giving it momentum, until they meet a second obstacle.
Under the power of the car following us, we'll ram through, create an open roadway, and then we will escape the attack site.